Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Try Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. So, I'm a super big fan of Warhammer. I have some of the minis, I painted them, total nerd. Just a total nerd. Let me just fix my hair real quick. I've had a long day already. Um, but anyways, so a total nerd for this kind of stuff. These are the expansions. I don't have them. As you know, this is a Humble Bundle July 2025 game. Um, I have no idea what any of these stats mean. There are so many of them. So this is an Owlcat game, so D&D RPGs are the stuff they're probably known for best right now. And I haven't really played any of those. I really probably wouldn't have even gotten this because while I do love I don't know what any of this stuff is, so we're just gonna leave it at default. But anyways, um while I really do love Warhammer, I'm just not super into these overly complicated RPGs, or I'm very into them. There's no middle ground. So hopefully I'm gonna love this game and give you guys a glowing review of it. But like I said, I've tried to get into D&D Kingmaker and what's the other one? Holy Crusade or something like that. Oh wow, a little bit heretical looking there. Is that a pipe or a horn? Don't know. Anyways, we're just gonna probably leave things at the default because I'm not like, wait, what? So this is my portrait, but this is what my character looks like? Interesting. Kinda looks a little dumb. But anyways, we're not gonna spend too much time on this. You guys know what a character creator looks like. And I'm just going to put in our... You know what? I'm leaving that at default. That's kind of nice. I like that name. But yeah. Oh my god, there are so many stats. I feel like this is one of those games where if you don't read a guide, you're probably doing it wrong. Whatever, I don't even know. So I probably wouldn't have reviewed this if it wasn't in the Humble Bundle stuff, and I kind of want to review all the Humble Bundle stuff every month and then create like a list of how good everything is. But yeah. Anyways, we're just gonna jump into this and see how badly we bungle it. Is that a Necron? Kinda looks like a Necron's face there. This kind of gives me Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic vibes, honestly. Not mostly in the way the animation characters move. By the way, if you're curious, I play Chaos Space Marines. I say play, but I've never played a game. I just collect the figures and I love the lore. Oh boy, this is going to be a lot of reading. We may never do this again depending on how badly I bungle this. Yeah, I understand choices and dialogue, thank you. Alright. Conrad Wh40k. An excellent place for contemplation. The man who has approached you is gazing down into the depths of the vast temple on one of the lower decks. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity. Truly an awe-inspiring sight is option 1. Frankly, such excess can be tiring at times. Heresy. All this ostensible luxury, this laughable pretense, it is enough to make one think that the architects meant to compensate rather than glorify. Have we met? Do you have particular reason for disturbing me? We're gonna be a dick. Because this is Warhammer.
My apologies. I did not seek you out to pester you with unwanted attention.
There is spoken audio, but that was really quiet. I don't know if you guys heard that, so I'm just gonna read this. The man turns to you. By the way, I did not see a setting for spoken dialogue, but I might have just missed it because there's a lot of settings in this game. But anyways, the man turns to you and bows. My apologies, I did not seek you out to pester you with unwanted attention. Hyperlinks. Oh my god, this is gonna be the kind of game of hyperlinks.
Conrad Wh40k, Master of Whispers. In the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue
I'm gonna just real quick see if I can change that so it's actually so I don't have to read all this crap. Sounds. So the music might get loud for a second. I completely missed his voice. Alright, so we're gonna take this down. Hopefully this is all gonna work out. Save.
Dora von Valencias, at your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Alright, our dialogue, I'll read that because you only got half of it. Allow me to introduce, oh, no wait, maybe you got all of it. Don't care. Anyways, he's just being a sniveling rat. So our options are, my name is Hecata. Hecata? Hecatate? Isn't it supposed to be Hecate? But anyways. Lieutenant General Hecate Scipio Grimwald, commander of the 8th Army of the Scythian Janissaries. Interesting, there's Janissaries. I have no intention of introducing myself. We're going full dick mode.
I am afraid I wouldn't be able to hide my familiarity with who you are and where you come from, no matter how respectful I try to be of you and your wishes. After all, it is my primary duty to be well informed. Moreover, whatever bloodline name you used before, it no longer matters much.
Genuinely, if anyone ever talks to you like this and you have the option, just push them off a cliff. Like, you just know this guy's gonna be trouble.
I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with her ladyship. Bear it with honor.
Oh boy, we have a lot of dialogue options. I'm not going to read all of these. I'm just going to quickly glance through them and read out the one I picked, because wow, there's 6 dialogue options here. That's actually quite a lot. We're just gonna try to needle this guy a little. You have a curious title, Master of Whispers. What are your responsibilities?
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencias. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
Never suffer a spook to live. This guy goes off a cliff if I get the choice. We're just gonna choose 5 because I assume that's gonna get us out of this dialogue tree. I only have so long to pack a review into, so I just want to see if I can get to combat in 30 minutes or so, which might not happen with this kind of game. 5. I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let us address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord Captain and Master Ethelthrad von Valencias are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Oh, okay, finally done with that. Movement, so it's one of those click to move kind of games. I'm okay with that.
Victory awaits.
Oh my god, so that's so the voice options are also for everything about this. By the way, my character's a little weird considering I just kind of randomly changed the voice responses. I don't really like that. Some people like it, I don't. It gets old. Alright. They have really comprehensive options, by the way. I'm pretty happy with that. Look at all these difficulty settings. That's crazy. But yeah, anyways, we'll just pretend I didn't mess everything up with that. Okay, so you move the screen with your keys, but you move your character with your mouse. It's what it is. I would prefer to reverse it, honestly. Yes, I have played a game before, okay? I know what it... I mean, I guess theoretically this could be your first video game ever, but it's pretty unlikely. So this is going to be one of those kind of games where we actually have to wait for NPCs to move, I assume. Nope, doesn't seem like it.
one of the Fon Valencia's trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
What's happening? Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
Looks a little too much like a phaser for my taste, but whatever. Alright, so we're in a combat tutorial. You have been ambushed, the battle begins. Wow, these guys are just meat, aren't they? Oh wow, that felt good. I love that little slowdown there. Grid-based, you've probably played a game like this before. Movement points, like we've all played this game before. What do I do though? Wow, this reads a lot like what I understand the actual rules read, right? I don't know if I was prepared for this, honestly. Let's see. Can I just do this and it will automatically... Yeah, okay. Sure. Ending turn. Spacebar to end turn. Let me at him, Captain. I'm gonna stand right here and just keep shooting, honestly. Good job, you moron. Oh, hey, I also have, we'll have to reload at some point. That's nice, I guess. Can I do anything else? Not really. We're just gonna end the turn. So the last game with this kind of combat that I got really into was Shadowrun. Had a lot of fun with that, but I'm not sure I necessarily care too much for how the combat system works. It's just not to my taste. However, I do really like the setting, so maybe just like Shadowrun's setting will carry it for me. But hey, if you like this kind of gameplay, you're gonna get it. It has a lot of stats to read. Tap that. Oh, okay.
For the glory of the Imperium!
Let's try to... Okay, so attack of opportunity. Oh no, that was a buff. Can I just shoot this guy? There we go. Okay, so these are buffs, basically.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
So, I mean, of course it's a deliberate attack. I mean, really.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
He basically just said, are you smart enough to walk forward? I do love how crazy the tanks get in this game. Look at that, that's basically an old style cannon. Well, I should say this franchise, I guess. Okay, so we can basically freely move this camera wherever we want. We don't have to keep it anywhere near our character. Which is nice, because this is some cool background back here. Look at this. Like, this is just off camera. You don't really have to look at this. It's just there. I always appreciate a good background.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
This woman looks like she might have a little heresy going on. Look at that hair.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
We're just gonna listen in silence, because, like, I don't know.
While you are considering your answer, Edelthrad, I wish to speak with someone else. Perhaps I shall hear something more interesting than incoherent mumbling. Approach.
What is this? Is this someone from your retinue, Theodora? Do you permit your people to interrupt your conversations in such a fashion?
I give that permission to those with something of substance to say. Let us see if it was worth it. This is the second candidate for the title of my successor. Step forward. Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronis expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crew sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
So this is actually kind of interesting. Like, that's a pretty in-depth question. But anyways, let's see. I'm actually going to read these out loud just because they're the important answers, obviously. Like, otherwise they wouldn't have, like, checks on them. Also, okay, so we've got a base. We're gonna succeed. Alright, that's nice. It just tells you everything you need to know right there in a little pop-up. Those spirits could well be the natives' name for the dangerous aliens. I would first verify if that is indeed the case, and if the population of Ion 6 engages in xeno worship. Or there are ways to confirm whether that is happening on whether what is happening on Ion 6 is witchcraft or not. It might cost several psychers to do so, but it will give us the answer. Obviously 2, because, like, it's probably some kind of weird psyker stuff.
Thorough, but presumptuous. It took me a great deal to find one psyker who could serve me well for many years. Yet you speak of several.
That was an amazingly practical answer for this kind of setting where they make dams out of corpses.
Sanctioned psychers are rare and valuable instruments of the Golden Throne. Or do you suggest that we use heretics, who are an offense to the God Emperor's light? It would be rather careless of you to utter such profanity in the presence of his faithful servants.
I'm gonna kill this worm at some point, I bet. Okay, I'm just gonna go full aggro on this guy. I find your tone most disagreeable, Edelthrad. You will kindly alter the manner in which you address me, or else you will live to regret the consequences.
Well, I find your company disagreeable, and yet I'm forced to endure such.
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
What a worm.
So, why are you here?
Was it not you who sent for me?
You have ceded the opening that was offered to you in a woeful display of meekness. Admittedly, this tendency is equally strong in all who toil in the Emperor's service. Immutable hierarchy, absolute obedience, lickspittlery, compulsion to please. I value none of these things. From the moment my envoys came for you, the terms of your existence changed.
I mean, I'm gonna shoot you in the back and take command the second I can, so, like, maybe don't be too presumptuous. I mean, you're not gonna survive the tutorial, but, like, if you do, or I get the option...
My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity. And my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all.
That's a really funny way to say you're the East India Company.
It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
Mommy! Mama! Mommy! I am ready to take on the sacred purpose!
Oh yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump, and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader.
I have doubts you're suitable for the role of being alive.
Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
I'd send my wife a message. Okay, I don't care. You are entirely too verbose. Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my question now?
I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
Let's see. What are we actually going to say? Oh wow, I'm not going to kiss her ass that hard, honestly. Like, 5's out. Where is this ship headed? I should know that.
The Owlcat system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Coronis Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor.
Let's not pretend that's what the game's not what the game's about. I mean, like,
I set the course for Owlcat on the demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time.
so basically she either needs help or she's ambushing them, doesn't want to say it out loud. Probably needs help because she's grimacing and she seems like the type who doesn't want to admit it. I'll get my current.
Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Ethelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
Oh, that's the perfect position to stab her from. I have no more questions.
In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
Wow, that was a lot of talking, honestly. Now that's what I expected, however the volume's kind of out of control on that. I was watching my volume bar. I'm gonna turn it down just a bit, I think. Alrighty. That should help. Alright, ambush. What a surprise.
I can handle this.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
Weapon at the ready. Ha! Death to the heretics! Out of my way! Death to the weak!
Okay, so what is with these volume options? I thought I also turned off like they're speaking outside of I don't know. I guess we're just gonna live with that. We'll turn down the general volume a little. Alright, so I guess I'm just going to shoot you because I don't seem to have any other weapon. It's that kind of game. You're just gonna do a lot of missing, I guess.
Death to non-believers!
Pain and duty go hand in hand. Brace yourself, Abelard. I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
I do love those like slow down, kill, maims kind of special deaths, I guess.
Die!
Why am I even here? These guys are
My
handling.
ears are ringing.
I guess I'll try to shoot someone else. I probably should have moved, I guess, because seeing how that shot went, I don't think I could have actually hit them. Can I still move after attacking? No, it's not that kind of game. Although I really don't have to participate, they're kind of doing it for me.
Just a minor setback.
Don't touch me.
Follow my lead.
Stay vigilant. For the glory of the Imperium!
That feels pretty good right there, that explosion, boom. Alright, so we're just gonna like run up here. I guess they can take a shot at me. Why am I not moving? Okay, I accidentally skipped. Doesn't matter, they're gonna win this battle for me. Like, I really don't even need to participate, so.
Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive.
Whoreson.
Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel.
Okay, so like I might have been calm, but I certainly didn't do anything interesting. What are your orders?
Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Arch-Militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
Alrighty. I guess we're going this way. I'm never a fan of actually turning the camera in these kind of games because it's kind of disorienting. Was this not the way to go? I just kind of assumed it was, but it turns out I had the camera backwards. Alright. Wow, that is some detail right there. Someone spent time on that. Astrolabe, I guess? There's still combat going on, apparently. Mostly background stuff, though, so it doesn't really matter. Which one of these can I actually go through? I guess both? Well, I'm going up here. Am I actually meant to go up here? No. Okay. I guess over here? Yeah. Not a big fan of this camera, honestly. I'm never a fan of cameras in these kind of games, honestly. Let's see. Open door.
Ah, thank Providence you are alive and well.
Really now.
Always on time, eh, Coonrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
This guy is like a tutorial character because I didn't even bother to give him a nice little, like, anything.
Mort, pull yourself together.
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Voxmaster is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
By the way, this is probably the most interesting part of the setting. Hyperspace, if you don't know, poisons your brain. If you are exposed to it in the wrong way, or even in the right way.
I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
We're gonna go with option 3. We must provide immediate assistance to those who are those still on the middle decks. Perhaps we might stop this wave from spreading.
First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the Navigator's Sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once. Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-Militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrad's psychic powers.
Yeah, he's definitely behind this.
Then it's settled. Find Edelthrad and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator. Leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down.
I shall do
require
everything
you
in my
both.
power. Shut up.
Not everything in your power. You will do as I say. I'll have your heads if you fail. Is that clear? Then move out. Mort, come.
Good lord. She's just gonna be pissing him out what option we choose, isn't she? Oh my god, there's more talking.
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
I shall make do. Lead the way.
Of course you will. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. But that is no longer relevant.
Good lord, this guy talks so slow even in the middle of an emergency, really? Ah, here's the part where he betrays us. Big surprise, huh? Kind of reminds me of a Fallout loading screen, just something about the square. It's a little more religious-y, but yeah.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the warrant chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see.
What is the meaning of this?
You must have hit your head harder than I thought. No matter. Very little is required of you. Just your blood, which you can either share of your own volition, or I will spill it for you.
What a surprise. I bet he worships chaos and he's going to use my blood to summon demons.
We are in the anteroom of the warrant chamber. This void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates to the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
I'm gonna go full trader and then I'm gonna shoot him in the back the second I can. But they never let you do this in these games, so I'm gonna be so impressed if they just let me. Will you let me join you? We can take the warrant from Theodora together.
I may consider it, once you have done what I need you to do.
I really kind of expected that to end, or at least move the conversation. But I guess I have to ask him why.
Why? Because I am following an order. What is happening on this ship right now has been in the making for a very long time. All that remains is to obtain what my masters sent me for. The Warrant of Trade.
I'm just
There's
choosing
a good
options to get this
boy.
guy to shut up.
Then go to the Sentinel at the gates of the...
Good God, he talks too much. We're just gonna examine it. There's nothing. There's probably things we could use as a weapon here, but I just don't feel like it's the right time. He's gonna get in there as part of the story, I'm pretty sure. Basically, we're just using the device. It's a bunch of fluff. I'm not reading
High
all this.
levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
Really now. Let's just see what it does if we ask for assistance.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Unsurprising. Kill everyone. Oh god. How could you not expect this to happen?
Well, there is still another way.
Yeah, you could have just walked in. What do I do in here? Let it be known that by my will and by the true words of this document, I appoint the person to be the bearer of the warrant of trade and bestow them in blah blah blah. To be the paragon of humanity, blah blah blah. We basically heard this woman say this before. Triumph over nightmares, blah blah blah.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
I need to contact someone, preferably Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Voxmaster, restore communication with the Navigator's sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
I need a weapon.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
What madness is happening here? Who are you? Okay, well, we should have asked this one first if it was going to force us to, but whatever.
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel standing by.
Are you the Warrant Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel.
Okay, I don't
assigned
care.
as a
Leave me away.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Wow. Okay. That was a lot. We're just gonna click through it. Seal the warrant chamber. I do love that instead of computers, they decided to just torture people.
Run, fools, or fall.
Oh hey, look, our first companion.
Master, whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you?
Yeah, we're
Throne,
just
preserve me.
gonna
What is
tell
the
him.
meaning of what? Oh, holy God, Emperor! I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. Bandmaster, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
Really? Now? Now of all times?
Saints' blood! And it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening.
Yeah, duh.
You're in a bad way.
You talk too much. Alrighty. So I think I'm gonna call it here. I think we've got enough gameplay to give you an idea of what it is. It's an isometric turn-based RPG set in a Warhammer universe, made by Owlcat. So if you played one of the games made by Owlcat, you kind of know what to expect. So I really want to enjoy this game more than I am right now, but quite frankly, I don't know. I'm just not in the mood for like a high dialogue game. I love the setting. I probably would get into this, especially once we get out of this tutorial and get to something more interesting where I have agency and power and I've chosen my companions and like we have side missions, the usual stuff like Dragon Age. But right now I just don't care too much. Um, like this has all been really predictable. Like the second I saw the Master of Whispers, he was obviously going to be a traitor. You get the idea. Anyways, like honestly, if you like any one other game and you're kind of interested in this, go ahead and get a Humble Bundle this month, which is July 2025. If you wanted it specifically for this one, well, go ahead, man. Anyways, I'm going to call it here. I'll see you on the next one. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.